I talk about how when we compare pain, we disconnect and it becomes a competition. And that's one of the main things that I actually see between the generations, because I'm in like a gap. I'm in a weird gap. 1995, like I grew up, riding bikes and stuff, but I also grew up playing video games all night. So like I'm in this weird gap, so I'm trying to bridge these two gaps. And I feel like this generation's always comparing their pain to the younger generation. Oh, they didn't have it as bad as us. And the younger generation's like, you don't understand us, we had it worse. We have different problems. These problems, they don't understand each other. It's miscommunication. So I tell this story because it changed my life. I went to a school one time, this little boy came up to me after the program and he was crying. His dog had just passed away. And he was so upset about it that he was suicidal. Now, 2 people before him, I just talked to a little boy that's in foster care because when he was younger, his parents got in a car accident and they passed away. And he seemed to be doing fine. He had a younger sibling and he had to be tough guy, right? The little boy that's crying about his dog breaks down. The little boy that had both his parents pass away in a car accident comes over, taps him on the shoulder, and my stomach dropped. I thought he was going to say something like, grow up, man, it's a dog, right? Because he was going to compare pain. That was my first thought, because that's what everybody does. But he said, hey, man, I know what it feels like to lose someone I love. And those boys broke down and cried together. We all started crying and hugging. And that moment changed my life, that if we just don't compare the pain, if we just don't compare the pressure, and you tell me how it feels to be you, and if parents tell their kids how it felt to be them and how it feels to be them, as Nolan was talking about how parents have problems too. My saying is parents are just big kids. I don't even remember when I became an adult. Just one day I was like, oh, I got a lot of problems. Right? Seriously though. But we have to allow ourselves as parents, because I have a son, and I tell him when I mess up, and I apologize to him. Forgiveness is a big thing. It detaches negative emotions from traumatic experiences. So when things are wrong or you messed up as a parent, don't be so proud to say, I'm sorry to your son or daughter. Do you forgive me? I messed up. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I'm under a lot of pressure. But I'm sorry.